Hey there, my name's Sarah and I'm going to be sharing with you some Netflix shows and movies because you've probably burned through all the other shows and movies that you found on your profile and you're like, what can't I watch? I'm so bored. Before I get into that, one really cool tip, anyone that you share your account with, check out their profile. Depending on their taste, they'll probably have different suggestions on there and you might find something that you wouldn't normally on your own profile. First up for you, I've got That 70s Show starring Eric Foreman and a bunch of his friends. Of course, it's in the 70s, going through normal teenage life experiences, and it's a comedy. Another comedy I have for you is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's a bunch of detectives in a precinct. It has Terry Crews in it and Andy Samberg. Next on my list is also a comedy. I've got more genres in here like fantasy for kids, romance, so don't worry. Community is a great one. It's got a few seasons about a lawyer who does something a little shady and has to go back to community college to earn that degree that he didn't really have in the first place. This one is one that I recently discovered. It's called Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Is definitely a mouthful. It's a comedy, but I think I would also classify it as science fiction. So if you're into The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I think you'd really enjoy it. Also, there's Elijah Wood in it from Lord of the Rings. Number 5 on my list is Never Have I Ever. It's a newer one on Netflix. There's only one season right now and I definitely blew through it. It's a comedy drama. If you guys are a fan of the Mindy Project, she produced it. It stars the character Debbie. The actress is Canadian, which is cool. She's in high school, I think her sophomore year. Next we have another Canadian show. It's called Kim's Convenience. Very fast paced, a comedy, that quick, snappy wit. I love it. There's 3 seasons. You'll find yourself saying, see you a lot. The 2 main characters, Jung and Janet Kim, those are the daughter and son of the parents. Ooh, I'm a little blown out there with the son. Let me change that. There we go. Next on my list is How I Met Your Mother, and I've been watching this with my husband. He's always wanted me to watch this because he loves it. There are 9 seasons. It's based in the early 2000s. If you're a fan of Friends, I think you'll really like this series if you haven't watched it already. There's a lot of going back and forth in different times in the past, and you're finding out how the dad met the mother. And sliding into the next one is a series of unfortunate events, which is a little bit geared towards kids. It's based off a book series that I loved growing up. You might be familiar with it if you're around my age. Why did I do this slide? Well, because one of the characters in How I Met Your Mother, Barney, I forget the actor's name, he does such a good job if you watch How I Met Your Mother of being different characters, and that's like the main thing in the Unfortunate Events series because he plays Count Olaf. I wasn't sure if I would like it as much as the movie version with Jim Carrey, but I warmed up to this one. Moving on to if there are any superhero fans out there, it's The Flash. There's a lot of seasons of this one too. Now, I don't like all of the superhero movies and especially the shows. I just find them way too cheesy. Like Supergirl, I tried a couple episodes. I just could not get into it. It goes super fast if you're familiar. The history and the process of becoming the Flash. I just finished the first season. Find out just enough that you want to keep watching. If you are fans of Riverdale or Vampire Diaries, I think you'll be interested in this show. This is a little cheesy. I tried watching it a couple years ago. I just couldn't get into it. If you're okay with that, if you've read this series, I haven't. Shadowhunters, Mortal Instruments, the TV show might be something you want to check out. I watched the movie years ago too. Next we have something also very fantasy based. Oh, and back to Shadowhunters. There's not only Shadowhunters, which you'll find out what those are if you haven't read the book, but vampires, werewolves, warlocks. Moving on to another fantasy show. I think the 2nd season should be coming out. I'm not sure when, but I really got into it. I think this is a book series as well. It's called Locke Key. It's more geared towards kids, but again, like Unfortunate Events, I just feel like it's not too kiddish. I think you'll really enjoy it. So there's definitely a lock and a key and some bits where a key goes in the back of the neck, which is a little creepy. There's a creepy house. There's a few kids. There's a mystery. There's fighting. It's really neat. A different take than I was expecting. Before we move into more of a drama show, I've got one specifically for the kids, but if you're a kid at heart like me and you're looking for a nice, fun, quick, wholesome cartoon to watch, it's like 20 minutes an episode. There's only 1 season. If you're a fan of Dr. Seuss, you will like this. It's called Green Eggs and Ham. The humor is actually pretty good and not necessarily just for kids, but a good balance if you want to watch it as a family. Drama shows. This is very much going into soap opera territory. territory. It's Grey's Anatomy. A few years ago when I was in between jobs, I was like watching so much Grey's Anatomy that I had to take a few years break and only recently picked it up again. There are so many seasons. Next on my list, if you've watched and are a fan of Call the Midwife, I think you'll really like this one. It's called Land Girls. I don't know if this other one is on there too, but Bomb Girls is really good too. Land Girls is in the UK around, was it World War II? And along those lines, this is a movie, also a book. I suggest reading the book if you get the chance, but if you don't, just watch this. It's called The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. It stars the same actress that's also in Downton Abbey. So if you're a fan of Downton Abbey, I think you'll really like this because it also has the same actress, Lily James, starring in this one. It's such a good historical drama romance movie to watch. And don't worry, I will let you know a secret, ends well, but oh, those last few pages of the book are so good. So if you're looking for something to read. Another movie I have that recently came out but is from like 20 plus years ago is called Vernon on Wire. Stars Goldie Hawn and Mel Gibson. They're just so good in this movie. They're such a good duo. It's comedic, but it's more drama action, I would say. I actually have a movie suggestion that I would suggest you maybe not check out. It wasn't as good as I thought. It's a newer Netflix movie. It's called The Wrong Missy. It's a comedy. It was kind of a letdown. It was just very cookie cutter. Let me know in the comments any suggestions of movies and shows on Netflix that you've liked recently. I'd love to hear from you. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and make sure to click that bell icon so you can be notified as soon as I upload, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.